Hello. Today I'm starting a three-part series on mental health. It is an informational series that will hopefully help those who do not understand mental health to get a better picture of somebody that has mental health from somebody who has mental health illnesses. I have been living with mental health illnesses for a long time. I have had many things happen to me growing up that has carried on into my adulthood. And I have kept things inside so long before I actually became diagnosed with my mental health illnesses that when it all did catch up to me and start coming out, it all came out like a freight train, couple of freight trains. And it all came to a head when COVID hit. And I actually went inside myself and I lost myself. I didn't know where I was or who I was anymore. I'm getting better now, but I still have times where I just wonder why. Why was I treated the way I was? And there are families and people across the world that have been touched by people with mental health illnesses in some way, shape, or form. They have friends, they have family members, they have themselves that may have mental health illnesses. Now, I can't answer for everybody else. I can just tell you what my experiences is and what I go through. Everybody has their story. Every story is going to be unique. Everybody will have a different story, even if it is the same illness. Now, what I mean by that is every mental health illness has a label. And those labels don't change very much. Like bipolar, schizophrenia, agoraphobia, depression, anxiety. Those are the labels that I am referring to. Those don't change very much. Now, the signs and symptoms do vary from person to person. What one person experiences and exudes, another person will not exude that, but will exude something different, but will have the same illness, the same labeled illness. I have my own experiences, the way my body is reacting, my mind's reacting to mental health illnesses with labels. Like I've talked about borderline personality disorder, dissociative disorder, schizophrenia. There are many different things that I have been diagnosed with and I've been fighting with for a really long time. And like I said, not everybody's going to react the same way to the same mental health illness labeled. And today I'm going to start with BPD. Now, what does BPD stand for? It stands for borderline personality disorder. Now, when I say that, a lot of people think borderline personality disorder. Oh, well, she has a personality disorder. She's got many personalities. No, that's not what borderline personality disorder is. Borderline personality is, check my notes, is feeling worthless. Is feeling insecure, impulsive, impaired social relationships, paranoia, anger, distorted self-image, and sometimes even uncontrolled anger. But that's just a small little window of what BPD is and its effects on certain people. This is what the effects is on me personally. And BPD is a very, very widely misunderstood mental health illness. And it's not very highly diagnosed because it's actually hard to diagnose. But once it is diagnosed, and it won't ever go away. They give you medications, therapy, and stuff like that. Sure, the medications, they help, and many times out of 10, you're on those medications for the rest of your life. True, but they are a band-aid. The BPD stays with you for the rest of your life. Once you're diagnosed with it, if you have it, it stays with you. You just learn how to cope with it. You learn how to deal with it. You learn what the triggers are and to stay clear of those triggers. Throughout the day, every day, my moods, my mind is on an emotional roller coaster. From the time I wake up to the time I go to bed, and throughout the day I have to take naps because I'm so exhausted. Even when I am sitting like here and talking about different things, I get exhausted. My memory is bad. It's really bad because I can be thinking of something. That's why I have my computer here, so I can actually keep my notes here because I'd forget. I can literally think of something. Take, for instance, a pencil. This is just something arbitrary. A pencil. I need a pencil from my bedroom. I just throw that out there. I need a pencil from my bedroom. I'll look around, stand up, start walking, end up in a room, and figure out, why am I in here? And if my husband's home, he'll say, you were going after a pencil in the other room. And that's when I'll be like, oh, okay. But it's those times where I end up in another room and not even know how I got in there, for one, and get in there and think, what am I in here for? Now, I know there are times when there's a lot of people that do that and don't even have mental health illnesses. I understand that. I get that. But when it's repetitive, when it gets into your life to the point to where you are very, very concerned about it, concerned so much for your safety, there's a problem. There's a deep-rooted problem. It's so much of a problem you have to really dig deep to find help. So a lot of us with mental illness, we don't want to ask for help. So we want to try to find the solution's on our own. But then that triggers us. It's a vicious cycle. Okay. Now, another part of the BPD is I question people. I question myself. I will blame people for things. I will nag people. I will blame people for lying to me. I will suspect people. I will be paranoid of that person, like they're going to betray me. I'm always thinking that they're cheating, that they're doing whatever behind my back, and it's all because of the paranoia. That is the biggest part for me of BPD, and I'm trying to work with it, but it's still the biggest part in the forefront. So I'm working with my therapist on that one. Through age regression and through hypnotherapy. I'm hoping to get to the bottom of that one sooner than later. Now the next one I want to talk about is dissociative disorder. Now this one comes along at the most crucial times, like when I'm out driving. That is the most dangerous time. And to be driving and disassociate while driving, that is very frightening. And I go and disassociate almost immediately. When I get in a vehicle to go driving by myself, I will get in the car, get to the end of my driveway, everything goes blank. I literally don't remember getting from point A to point B and back again. I don't even remember if I even go anywhere. The only reason why I know I went anywhere is because I have groceries or something in the seat next to me. I don't even know how I got them or when I got them. So that's one of the biggest reasons why I've been encouraged not to drive until I've got that under control. And I don't know if I'll ever get that under control. I've done that for so many years. It's almost like running on autopilot. But that autopilot could not be very good for anybody. And I don't want to go down like that. Or I don't want anybody else to go down like that either. I have major depressive disorder with psychotic features and episodes. Now, I go from one extreme to another with this one. When I get so depressed that I don't want to get out of bed, I don't want to eat, I don't want to talk to nobody, I don't want to watch TV, I just want to lay there with my head covered, and I don't want to talk to nobody, I don't want to see nobody, I don't want the windows open, I don't want the door open, I just want to be left alone in the dark. That's when I just leave me alone. When somebody comes in the room, like takes for instance my husband comes into the room and asks me a question or something like that, it for some reason it flips a switch and I don't remember anything. But I see carnage, like smashed up things and stuff like that in my house afterwards when my husband tells me that I did this and this, and he keeps asking me, why did I say that? Why do I do this? And I don't know. I don't know what he's talking about. There's been times where I have cuts on my hands and stuff like that, and I don't know where they come from or how they got there. That's part of the dissociative disorder and blackouts, because I do have bipolar with blackout mania. I'm learning to cope with these things. They're not easy to cope with. And my husband, he's been a godsend. He is an angel. He is everything to me. He's not giving up on me. I'm not giving up on me. And he's doing everything in his power to get me well again. And I'm doing everything in my power to follow what I need to get better again. But it's taking time. And like everybody else with mental illness, it's going to take time. It's going to take understanding. It's going to take patience. It's going to take love. It's going to take people to get the information, to understand, to read about it, to ask questions. So, with that being said, I will close this part 1 out, and that was my cuckoo clock. So, and I will do part 2 tomorrow. Bye now.